Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is Influence, and I'm here today with Zeta's Superion. Finally, we're going to combine these guys, and I haven't combined this yet, so this will be the first time I really get a chance to look at it. So you'll be looking at it with me. I wanted to do that on purpose, just so, you know, you get my honest first opinion. A lot of times I do it ahead of time just to look at it and see and try to get all the joints together so I don't miss anything. But I'm not doing that this time. And we'll see what's happening. I'm not going to ever remember whose gun is who except for this one. All right, so that's not here or nor there. So I've already done the arms in previous video that I had for these guys. So they're finished already. I'm going to make the legs. Go back to, basically you got to go back to leg mode, halfway plane mode. So you're going to leave these like this for now, and you just got to put all this stuff back. Back up in there. Push this up. It's back up in there. It's pretty intuitive if you have the other. When I say other, I mean the masterpiece version of this. Raise that up. Put this back in there. Raise that up. Put this back in here. Put these together. And get these up here like that. Now keep them down. You see. Keep them down or up. I think you keep them up. Probably should have read the directions. So then you take the, not the black one, you take the white one, because they have different color connectors to match. So you know it's easy which one you have. And I think you just put these up in here like this. Let me see. Move this out of here. And basically these just clamp around this, and then it folds in to clamp around. Can't see that? Clamp around there. Seems like a pretty sturdy
can get a little tricky back here, but luckily this isn't super tight. Oh, you can move it all the way like that too, and that'll help. Get that in there like that. Open this up and this right here will go on that, and then it will clamp on the sides here and here, here and there on the other side. Put that on there. Then clamp these. Those clamps feel pretty good. Then you can put this back. Same over here. That in there like that, and in there like this. Make sure it's all the way. It won't fit. The head in. Just basically exactly the same. Lift this up, lift this up. Put the feet in. Put the feet in. Close them and then slide it up. Take his foot. Same thing. Slide it on there, slide that up so I can get to it. Goes on there pretty well. Deal. It's in here. Close it on the sides. Make sure it's open enough to get in there. Then close it on the sides. There we go. Close this back. Put this back down. And here we have two. All right. This makes me think I got to put these up. It seems to work better like that. Looks better and works better. So we'll see if I can get this one how it's supposed to be. Because with it up here, it doesn't, I think it's supposed to be down here farther because it's not going to be able to get that knee joint right. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, move this up. Also locks that in. So move these up. Move this down here like this. And then it locks in down here. Okay, now we got some stability because it's locked in. So yeah, if you can see, that's how, or should be. Put these a little more locked. So nose cones are below the knees, and then you can get the good knee. So now we're going to do the arms. The arms have like, the joints have like that T. You see that T? That T goes forward. And that way it locks in without falling out or anything. At least technically it's supposed to. Yeah, there you go. Locks in without falling out. Then you can move this down. Then you move it where you need it to be. Same thing over here. That T. So it's going to go front. Move this down, and it should lock in without being, it shouldn't come out. If you can't move this down, it's not in there how it should be. There we go. There we go. Get the gun together. Just do that. Flip this down. Put it in here like this, facing backwards, push it down, connecting. Kind of rattles. It's not in there tight, but what you're going to do. Then you also flip this down. This is the big handle. There you go with the gun. So I was showing with both faces on. It's just a tab. You stick in here. So it's pretty easy. Legend scale Superion. My first impressions, the only thing I can say is the legs are a little skinny, but I mean, that's a nitpick. I actually like the way it looks. I think it looks great. Face sculpt, I mean. Then you can put this one on. See how that looks. See his face sculpt. So let's compare him to some. I like the humanoid, more human face sculpt without the face shield. I think that's going to be my Superion. So let's put his gun in his hand. It's just a tab that goes in. Move the thumb out. The tab seems smaller than the tab on the gun, the tab in his hand. And I mean, that's rightfully so. And you see once he gets in, he's not losing it. His fingers are pretty tight, so he's not going to lose it there either. I always like to have the trigger finger out for some reason. So it looks like he's firing. And there you go. Got him with his gun in his hand. So let's do some comparisons first. So yeah, his big brother's legs is definitely... Come on, man. Don't fall. It's just huge next to him. So you see he's about up to his knee. And I see some differences now. Like the feet, different colors. Man, we can't even get him in the shot. There he go compared to the Masterpiece version. Like I said, is huge. And it's funny because I got with the face plate on. I like that on the big version, so I'm gonna put the humanoid on the small version. So yeah, there we go. He's up to his kneecap. Legend for sure. Let's get him back on the shelf. Safe and sound, hopefully. Now for the Legends combiners. And that's how he stacks up. And I actually like this. Like I'm gonna take a picture. I really like the comparison. I think it's great. I think they look good together. Magic Square and Zeta. As I said with all the bots, I think this, I'm gonna go through it in a minute, but I think combined is definitely where it's at. The individual bots are fun, but they're just not made well. They're not put together as well, I should say. It's not like they're terrible. The materials feel fine. They feel good actually, but it's just something about them. Like if they feel kind of rushed, the individual bots. But I definitely like the combine mode, and it seems like it's going to be sturdy and put together. So let's get into it. But yeah, I like his sturdiness. He's sturdy. He's not back heavy. I think he's put together well. You see, I definitely think this is a great figure in this mode. I do see his arm coming undone at that part where I said, so we'll see how that goes. But arms are ratcheted all the way around. They definitely hold out. He holds out with his gun. Nothing happening there, which is great. He has the elbow. It gets you about 90 degrees. It is double jointed. No, it's not double jointed. Well, actually, if it was down a little bit farther, it would be, but I don't think it would hold the pose because the bottom joint, which is his legs, they're losing. You know, they're failing a little bit. But the joint, the actual elbow joint, is not the one that's failing. So he does that. He has the bicep swivel here. He can get his arm up straight out like that. His head goes down about that far, goes up about that far, all the way around, of course. And he can get some side to side action. His face, you saw. I don't like that it's like light piping. I don't know why they didn't paint it, because there's no light pipe at the end or the top. It almost is like they exactly downscaled their masterpiece version, which lit up, which I understand why they had the clear eyes, which I still would have liked it painted, but you know, it made more sense. Waist is ratcheted. And you can get, the only thing that does fall apart, I can say, is Silverbolt, this back piece right here that always falls apart. Like both of their bots, the masterpiece version, that fell apart. Because those tabs aren't great. If that tabbed in great, it wouldn't fall nowhere. It wouldn't go nowhere. But you can get all the way around with a strong ratchet. You got a ab crunch about that much. You also got a teapot. So I think that's great in the department, the articulation department. Thumb has one knuckle here in the base, which is on a ball joint. And all the fingers move individually on ball joints, and they have one knuckle. So I think that's pretty good. And the hand spins all the way around, and it goes in and out. So let's see, we got individual skirts. We got them all the way around too. Individual skirts all the way around. So it's up. We got ratchet joints for him to do the hurdles. And it's very sturdy, very not failing. He has the cut for the thighs. He can get out and do the splits, not failing because they're ratchets. I wouldn't expect them to fail unless they were bad ratchets. Put these skirts down. Again, I already showed the thigh swivel. You do have to move it out a little bit to get that swivel, but that's what it is. He has double jointed knees. The nose cone is in the way a little bit. You can get more than 90 though. You can see. So that's cool. His feet, he can go down about that much. He can go up a lot. He actually could go down a lot too if you move this out the way. This could go all the way up here like this if you wanted it to get more up. But again, I like it down. So I guess you could do it either way. It is coming apart. I mean, that's to be expected, I believe. It always did that, even on the masterpiece. I'm not excusing it. It's just something that happens that doesn't bother me. Once you get it on, usually it's where I'm at. I'm going on the wrong one. Once you get on, it's usually okay, as long as you're not manipulating it and just moving it around. But then you have the rocker, big rocker, that way. And you have a little, not really out, but a little bit. And of course you got these pads so he doesn't move, but he's not gonna move anyway. And these move as well. You don't really need it. Well, you can to get it straight out. The only issue I can see with this guy is right here in his chest. And I said it in the reviews, like these don't peg on correctly. They haven't really had an issue. They will cause an issue with this joint because this is the way this joint stays. So it might go up in there, but it hasn't went up in there, even though that's not on right. So, I mean, I guess it hasn't been an issue, but it does come off both sides because it's not tight. All in all, I actually think this is, and this is funny, unlike the bots, I think this is the best built Legends Cabiner that I've handled. Now, we all know Magic Square's issues. They built 2 Cabiners. They're the only 2 I have. I had Bruticus from Iron Factory. I had that. It actually broke. That was pretty great. But this is probably one of the best built, best articulated. Granted, I think Magic Square's Cabiners were well articulated. It was just the fact that I know Devastator it's kind of hard to keep together. And Menasor wasn't that bad to keep together, but it still has some finicky parts. This is solid. If you're going to have it in this mode, I definitely recommend this. If you're just in it for the bots, I don't know if I can recommend the individual bots. Not for me anyway. They do have die cast. This has die cast too. So that's die cast. I think this is die cast right here. Of course, the bots are die cast. They have die cast in them. They're not all die cast. And it makes for a sturdy Cabiner. The tolerances are very well toleranced. And it's extremely, extremely sturdy. And y'all know my thing right here. This thing does not like bots standing up. So if I'm hitting this and beating this and he's not going anywhere, he's sturdy. See, look, you can hit. I'm hitting the table. Just a sturdy bot. I think they did a great job with the Cabine mode. That's all I can say. I can keep going on and on how sturdy it is. I actually like this way more than I thought I would after handling individual bots. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here before I get accused of getting paid by Zeta. No. All right, so I thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.